Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about the idea or the question as to whether God exists. So I'm here to tell you that God definitely exists. Now, I was raised Roman Catholic. Now, I have absolutely nothing to do with the Catholic Church. I have nothing to do with any type of organized religion whatsoever. Now, having said that, if you do, fully respect it. It's just not for me. Now, I went through a period of time where I would consider myself agnostic. So I went through this period in my early adulthood where I believed there was a God, but that was about the extent of it. Um, but as I've gotten older and been through a number of different experiences, I absolutely know that God is real. Now, how do I know that God is real? Well, first of all, let's just start with the concept of matter. Everything is formed by molecules. And you've got your protons and your neutrons and whatever the heck else you have, because I'm not an expert on this. And these particles, they all move. What makes them move? So any of you scientists out there that want to drop a comment can tell me. But what makes them move is God makes them move. And what is this? It's consciousness. Everything is conscious. We're conscious. Animals are conscious. Plants are conscious. Trees are conscious. Anything that is in physicality has a consciousness because everything is made of matter, and matter is made from molecules. And so even a rock is conscious because all it is matter moving at a much slower pace. The molecules are not moving as fast. But what makes it move? God makes it move. If you ever had your natal chart done, you ever had an astrology reading done, you would know that the minute you take your first breath, there's a snapshot of exactly what the planetary alignment is the minute you take your first breath. And a competent astrologer can take that snapshot and can tell you things about your life that your best friend might not know. Can tell you likely what you're doing for a career path, tell you about your relationship with your parents to some degree. And they could talk for about an hour and a half with you, if they really wanted to, about your life and validate a lot of things and do it from a simple snapshot of the minute you took your first breath. If you ever saw the way the planets in the solar system rotate around the sun, you would know that they make geometrical shapes, sacred geometrical shapes. My point is that everything is divinely orchestrated. And the thing that's so difficult for humans, myself included, I mean, I struggle with this a lot, is the idea that the human mind is incapable of trying to understand how the heck it all works. And so when we're going through difficult times in our life, could be something tragic, could be something super painful, loss, stress, especially really bad things that can happen, a very common reaction is that somebody would say, how could God let this happen? Or if there's a God, God would never allow this. You know, I mean tragic things like school shootings, murders, rapes, horrible things that happen to kids, people starving in, you know, other countries, and homelessness. And but even in like your everyday life, you know, you just will be like, God, I can't believe that happened. Well, everything is a divine orchestration, and we cannot understand it. Um, Sometimes, you know, you look back on your life and you'd be like, ah, you know, I can't believe like the family that I've had to survive, or, you know, I had to get through this period in my life, or I can't believe, you know, I grew up in this really toxic environment, and man, like why did that happen? I can't believe my life was so hard, because then you'll look at other people and you can say, my God, they're like, life is so easy. You know, they didn't have any real stress, or they didn't have to face any adversity. Um, well, what you don't know is what you don't know. It, and that is that before you incarnated in this life, you sat down and agreed to a soul contract. And in that contract, you decided, or, you know, it was determined like who your family was going to be and what were some of the experiences that you needed to go through in life to grow as a soul. And I believe this. I feel like I know this to be true. You can take it for what it's worth. But sometimes, you know, you have to like laugh and go, was I drunk when I signed that contract? Like, I mean, were they feeding me martinis, and like after the third, where they're like, all right, well, you know, sir, he's like, we just need your signature here on the dotted line. And you're like, "Oh, okay." You know, it's like, I can't believe sometimes some of the stuff that I agreed to. I mean, the stuff that I have had to overcome in my life is just like madness to me sometimes. And but I always go back to, you know, I chose this. I chose this, and I chose this because I need to grow as a soul. And again, it's easy, you know, you get into a poor me situation or mentality, and then you realize I chose this, and I chose this because my soul needs to learn something. And it seems really insensitive to say when something really awful happens to people in the world, like, how could you say that? You signed up for that, or you chose that to happen. And the only reason why I can say that is because you don't know what you don't know. You can't comprehend the reasons why certain things happen to you in your life, or why certain things happen to other people in their life. Sometimes it's all karma. You know, I personally believe in reincarnation. So you don't know what these people did or had to learn from a previous life or previous several lives. You don't know. And so it's better to like not judge, and just understand and accept that the universe in its divine wisdom has a plan, and you signed up for it. And so you're here, make the most and learn the most you can, and grow as a soul, because that's really why you're here. So, why do bad things, why do bad things happen to good people? They don't. They happen for you. They happen so you can grow. And everybody's got different lessons. So, I'm sure that triggers a lot of people. Um, I'm not going to apologize for it. It's just, we can't understand the way it works. because the brain is not capable of comprehending it. But everything is perfect, and I just have peace of mind knowing this in my heart to be true. So anyway, that's all for today. I really appreciate you joining me. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, share, subscribe, and I will absolutely catch you on the next one.